Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to another Ancient Empires faction overview. We are kind of officially done with at least what we saw from the campaign video I did earlier. I guess that would be last month or whatever. We are done with the campaign factions. We're now just going to start going in order. So as you can see, I'm in the Blemmyes. That's who we're going to be looking at today. And we still have quite a few factions to go over. So definitely going to have enough time to do the rest of them. It'll just be a long ways to go. So, as I said, we are doing the Blemmyes. This is another African faction. Now, their roster isn't that huge, but again, I will have to emphasize that with this mod, the developers have really chosen to go more historical. So in that regard, for the most part, if it doesn't have a historical accuracy in terms of documents or in terms of like legitimacy, they're not going to be there. So if some factions seem not so fleshed out, there's a reason for it. There's just not, in most cases, there's just not enough historical context to justify putting in a full roster. And they're not about doing full rosters just to fill the rosters. They're going more for historical accuracy. So the Blemmyes don't have a whole lot there, but we're going to go through them anyways. Starting off, they have some Bheja, or it's probably Bheja. I'm going to go with Bheja. Bheja Noble Warriors. These guys are tier 2 melee infantry. Charge rating of 3, melee offense of 9, melee defense of 11, armor rating at 7, and a morale of 13. These guys have decent stamina, and they are resistant to heat, and they also have a ranged attack. From the looks of it, it may actually look like they are a bow infantry type of unit. Next up, we have Bheja Cav. This is going to be tier 1 light skirmisher Cav, so these guys are not hardcore at all. They are a minor faction, I would say, and I don't know how much of an impact they're really, truly going to have on the battlefield. But they are light skirmisher Cav. Ammunition is 6, ranged offense of 11, missile range of 80, charge rating of 2, melee offense of 6, melee defense of 11, armor rating at 5, and a morale at 13. So they're going to be pretty decent light skirmisher Cav, actually. That ranged offense is pretty powerful. But I don't really think they'll last all that long in melee combat should they get into it, but we'll have to see. Guess we'll have to see. Spear infantry. We have Basil Spearmint. We have tier 1 spear infantry, charge rating of 3, melee offense of 9, melee defense of 9, armor rating at 5, and a morale of 7. So yeah, actually pretty good for being tier 1 spear infantry. That melee offense is pretty high in comparison, especially to their melee defense, but they don't have that great of an armor rating and not that great of a morale rating, so I don't really know how well they will do. And then we have Greek Red Sea Settlers. This is kind of an interesting thing. I think it's almost like military settlers that we've seen from other factions. It's just interesting to see Greek Red Sea Settlers. Charge rating of 4, melee offense of 9, melee defense of 15. Armor rating at 5, and a morale at 10. These guys do have a ranged attack. They have expert charge defense. They're disciplined, resistant to fatigue, and can hide in scrub and forest. So yeah, they're basically just souped up Basil Spearmint. Just a little less troops actually, and then a lot more morale and a lot more melee defense. Down to melee infantry, we of course have our Bheja Noble Warriors, and I do believe that they are ranged. I think that's a bow. I think. We have bow infantry, though. We have Bheja archers. Ammunition at 23, ranged offense at 3, missile range at 120, charge rating at 2, melee offensive 4, melee defense at 3, armor rating at 5, and morale at 7. I mean, they're not going to be that great. The ranged offense is pretty, I guess, average. In terms of power, I'm usually around a 2 or a 3 for light bow infantry. But melee offensive defense is pretty poor. I don't expect them to last long at all if they ever get engaged in battle. We have some skirmishers. We have Bheja skirmishers. Ammunition of 4, ranged offense of 11, missile range of 70. Charge rating at 2, offense at 6, defense at 8, armor at 5, and morale at 6. They'll last in melee combat if you really need them to. That ranged offense at 11 is pretty good, though. Melee Cav, we have Bheja Camel Warriors. Charge rating of 8, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 6, armor rating at 5, and morale at 8. These are going to be pretty average tier 1 melee cav, but what I'm really interested in is the fact that they can scare horses. So we are actually, whenever I build my enemy army, I'm going to kind of see if we can build it to where we will win, but I'm certainly going to build some cav who are not immune to fear, because I want to see that scare horses ability and see how easily they will rout when they go up against our Camel Warriors. And then of course you have Bheja cav, which we saw from the generals. Alright guys, well that's it. That's the entire roster. You know the drill. I'll see you on the battlefield and we'll see what we can't come up with. Alright ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the battlefield. We have a pretty cool little map here. I randomly selected it, but I'm really glad that I did. It's a really cool looking map. We have some really good strategic areas that we can set up in. I mean, this huge hill is going to provide a lot of good defense. Our archers are going to be up there, etc., etc. So, yeah, I guess we are going up against, what is it? The Nabateans, that's right. So they are a little more elite. I've kind of built their armies to kind of be on par with mine, I guess you could say. And even at that, even at 220 stacks, they still outnumber me by a good 300 troops. So I'm really, really hoping that these guys do a really good job, the Blemmyes. And yeah, we'll just run through our unit compositions, and then we'll head straight into the battle. So in the very front line, we have our Bheja Skirmishers. These guys are not heavily armored at all, and that's nice hair, man. Digging the hair, dude. I like it. And then, as you can tell, I mean, just super, super not heavily armored whatsoever. So these are going to be light skirmishers. They're going to hold the line. They're going to throw their little pilums, their little ranged attack, and then hopefully be able to get back in time. If you can tell by my overlay, I really don't have that good of a range, even with our Bheja Noble Warriors. They just don't have that good of a range, so it's definitely going to be some close quarters combat right off the bat. There's not much I can do about it. Over here on my left flank, we have our Greek Red Sea settlers. So of course, very, very Greek looking. And yeah, just mixed in. Their officers are of the Blemmyes. And yeah, pretty cool looking, pretty standard. Those boots are actually pretty cool. But you're very, very typical, very, very Greek units right there for sure. So we have, what, 5 units of those? No, we have 4 units of those. And over here on our right flank, we have our Basil Spearmint, which pretty much look exactly like the Bheja Skirmishers, minus the different types of shields. I guess shields in general. Yeah. I guess they have shields too. So actually they really look similar. They could be interchangeable. I think they do have longer spears, etc., etc. So hopefully they will be able to hold the line, at least for a little bit, because I really want to see how well these guys do. These are our Bheja Noble Warriors. Again, they are archer units. So that's pretty cool. And they appear to all have the same haircut. Never mind, there's a go. But yeah, I mean, that's very basic armor right there. There's nothing too intricate about this faction to really say that they're going to be heavily armored, because they're just not. That's just not how this faction is. Over here we have our general, which is of course our skirmisher cav, Bheja cavalry, and of course they have our war cry shout out, because that's my favorite. But as you can see, they are armored in the sense they have shields, but I mean they're just really not built very strongly, I guess you could say. Now they may surprise me, and I hope they do surprise me, because I see them as a very light faction at the moment, and not something to really be messed with in terms of like doing a campaign or anything. So we'll have to see. And then last but not least, we have Bheja Camel Warriors, which again, whoa, that's kind of deadly. Don't hit your face on that, dude. But yeah, again, not super heavily armored at all. It's just very light faction. Even though I do enjoy Camel Warriors because they are pretty cool. But yeah, overall, we got what? We got 3,100 troops. They have 3,400 troops. Let's go ahead and get into that battle. We are going to be defensive and wait. I don't want to... Let's see. Can they see me? I bet they could. We're going to try it anyways. Here they come at me. I am a little nervous. Mainly because like these tribal horsemen are tier 3. Even their clan raiders are pretty Heavy duty even for tier 1. They have tribal warriors. Things of that nature. So I am just a wee bit nervous to see how well they do. They do have a very good superiority in terms of location though, so I'm really hoping that helps. We could go like on the hill. Let's get up just a little bit. There we go. Alright, so they're starting to come up here. Let's actually get our... I don't want... What is this? I hit skirmish mode, and they go and seek out the enemy. Are they actually, like, legitimately skirmishing? That's really cool, if that's the case. Come over here. Yeah, you're gonna get wrecked. Was not paying attention. Sorry, bud. You win some, you lose some. Who are these? Those are our tribal horsemen. Or their tribal horsemen, sorry. I don't think we're gonna get to test out that theory about the... about scaring... Oh, there we go. So their tribal horsemen are just flung themselves at us. Our general is under attack. Let's go ahead and scare those guys. We're going to move back over there. Chasing after those dudes, that's fine. Let's actually go up here. Let's go and take them out. I mean, we might as well, right? And then let's go ahead and collapse. Go over here if you can. Let's collapse. Let's collapse. Let's see, are they suffering that? They are. Oh, no. Missile suppression. Don't tell me these guys are immune to fear. I don't think they are. Oh, well. Sweet, we've already routed those dudes. Wow. And of course, we're going to route archers. Hit them. Collapse on them. Let's actually go back over here. You go over here. We're going to meet you in battle, dude. These guys are almost out of ammo, so their ammunition does not last very long. We're perfectly fine. We are like perfectly fine. We get some good close-up action here. Don't let them do that to you. Stab him in the back, dude. Here we go. Doing some really good work, actually. I'm like really surprised at how well these guys are holding the line. Let's go ahead and play again. Oh, they just got routed. Okay, you guys come here. As soon as these guys are done using up all their ammo, why and how are these camel... Wow, the Camel Warriors. Okay, forget that then. Because we've just lost both of... Oh wow, we've lost all of our ranged. Or all but one of our camel guys. Alright, so let's sneak in through here. See what that charge does. It's not a huge charge, even though you have a decent charge rating. Charge rating at 8, so never mind. That's a pretty good charge. Let's go ahead and cycle charge while we still can. It does look like he's holding back his general, though. This is, of course, part of that battle AI, essentially. Just being reworked and redone. There we go. Collapse that whole line. Awesome. Let's go ahead and draw... my guys up there. You go shoot at them. You go shoot at them. These two spearmen. Oh yeah, we got this. Pursue. Pursue. There we go. Those tribal warriors really tipped the scales in our way. Let's go there. You're going to go pursue these guys. Go over there. Go over there. Of course, if this were a campaign battle, this would be much different. We would be definitely pursuing them to the death. Those Greek Red Sea settlers actually did very well. Very well in battle. You're active. Good. Get out of there. Don't want those Camel Warriors in melee just yet. You guys are going to be pursued, though. Let's go over there. General over here. Let's go ahead and scare the enemy general. Then let's go after these guys. You'll never catch them. You'll never catch them. Collapse on the general. Go after the tribal archers. Go there, go there. See, do we have any other troops anywhere? No, we don't. So this was a pretty good battle. I mean, it's still showing that we might lose this, though, which is a little weird. I mean, it's like, really? Like, pretty sure we got this. Maybe once we actually kill their general? He's got 21 dudes left in his army. Come on, pursue him, please. Good job, boys. Good job. They're trying to run. We're going to go and use flaming shots to try and get that morale debuff on them. Keep moving. Now that they're engaged in melee, those guys should catch up. No longer use that flaming shot. There we go. Oh, we got this. There you go. He's going to rout. And then that will be the end of the battle. Here in just a minute. There we go. Just need to use that last little debuff. End of the battle. Decisive victory. Very well done. Good job, troops. Okay, so that poor guy didn't get any kills off, which is a shame. Neither of these Bheja have. I was kind of disappointed they weren't able to do much at all. But this is kind of an equal setup. I feel like we did a pretty good job. Those Bheja Noble Warriors really did some good work. They are really good short range. I'm actually really surprised at that. These Greek Red Sea settlers held the line. So did these Basil Spearmint. I was really surprised at them too. I was actually genuinely surprised with this whole faction. If you can't tell after the disappointment that I had with the Taurus yesterday, it is nice to know that I can slightly redeem myself a little bit. So we very clearly won. Some very good tactics there, just in terms of using our Bheja Noble Warriors with their strength, with that archer ability and things of that nature, and those spearmen really held the line all together with. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the battle. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed the Blemmyes as well. And yeah, we're going to start just going alphabetically through this now, just from the list down. That's what point we're at, so we will be all over the place. No longer will it make any sense, but that's alright. So again, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace!